What is going on, beautiful people? Just out for a little walk right now and just thinking about this perspective. And if you adopt this perspective in life, you can't lose. And the perspective is this, that every perceived setback is actually a divine setup for you to level up in life, to go higher, to be more perfected in love, to grow through heartache, challenges, painful experiences, all the crap in life that we walk through in a spiritual awakening, in a growth process, just even in everyday life. And what is that? So basically every health concern, every issue, every financial setback, every relational problem that you're having in your life right now is designed to be able to lift you up and help you. How is that possible? Because we live in a reflective reality where as a person thinks in their heart, so are they. So the things that we think and the things that we feel create our state of being, and our state of being creates the reality that we're seeing. And so if we can take responsibility for the things that we're thinking and the things that we're feeling, even every time we get triggered, every time something that we don't prefer pops up in our human experience, and we stop blaming the devil and demons are attacking us, or it's this person's fault, it's my boss's fault, it's this person, my family member's fault. And we let go of being a victim, and we realize that these perceived trials and setbacks are actually coming up in our life to reflect back to us that which is already in our own heart. So if you're going through a hard time right now, maybe you're going through a health crisis, maybe you're going through a business collapse, maybe you're going through a breakup in relationship or friendship or anything else. What if you decided to go, okay, this is actually a reflection of what's happening in my heart to help me look within so that I can illuminate and see the emotions that's coming up in my heart. What am I feeling? I'm feeling sadness. I'm feeling depression. I'm feeling loneliness. I'm feeling fear. And then when that emotion comes up in our body, because emotions are just energy in motion, trapped in our body, okay? So the emotional frequencies that are coming from our heart and our mind get trapped in our body, and it creates dis-ease, a distance between ease, disorders, a distance between order in our body, a distance between harmony, disharmony. Okay, so when we take responsibility for these emotional states of being that are coming up from triggers in our external environment, then we can actually begin to heal. And how do we do that? We begin to love ourselves. We begin to go, fear, you're allowed in my body, I see you. Sadness, you're allowed in my body, I see you. Shame, guilt, condemnation, depression, anger, you're allowed in my body, I see you. You're allowed to be here in my human experience. I'm not going to go numb out anymore. I'm not going to run away. I'm not going to try to create a performance-based mentality to try to outwork the negative state that I'm in. What if we could just get still and sit with these low vibrational states, these low emotions for a second, and we could allow them to be in our human experience so that through our awareness, because we're one with God, one with Christ, the Holy Spirit animates your temple. What if we could come into alignment with that higher truth that we're all one, that we're one with Source, one with God, and we could begin to accept all of the triggers, all of the setbacks, all of the bullshit in life, and through acceptance, we could begin to heal every old pattern in our life. So if you adopt this mindset, if you adopt this lens by which you perceive reality, then every perceived setback is actually a divine setup for you to level up. Jesus said it this way. He said, if an enemy comes to you, punches you in the face, turn the other cheek. He said, somebody comes and takes your coat, give them your tunic too. Why? Don't resist your enemies. Why did he say that? Because what you resist persists. From an energetic quantum perspective, where our attention goes, our energy flows. What we magnify, we manifest. And so if we are constantly magnifying the health problem in our body, man, you know, I got this going on in my body, and then we're trying to fix it continually with a bunch of supplements or a bunch of different modalities, then we're actually giving more energy to the problem rather than feeling it, feeling the emotions that's attached to it. Maybe it's fear, maybe it's disappointment. And we actually go beyond the surface level of let's try to prove and perform ourselves out through this, and we feel the emotional state underneath it. And on the other side of us feeling that emotional state, feeling that fear and going, fear, I see you, I love you. I'm not going to resist you, enemy of fear anymore. And we send the high vibration of love into that fear, and that perfect love casts that fear out of your body, removes that fear out of your human experience so that you never have to deal with it again and you don't need to go around that mountain again. And then all of a sudden, because that frequency of fear is out of your body now, you don't need to have that sickness, disease, and disorder that was in your body that was being caused by that low vibrational frequency of fear. Okay? So if we can get this and adopt this lens that every perceived setback is actually a divine setup for us to level up, if we can feel our emotions, if we can feel and see the emotions in our heart, okay? Because as a person thinks in their heart, so are they. Above all else, guard your heart, for out of your heart flows all of the issues of life. All of the issues in your life are a result of what you've been thinking and feeling in your heart. And if we can take responsibility for this, then we get a divine grace and ability to respond to these situations in our life. And so every financial crisis, every health crisis, every relational crisis, and everything in between is actually a red flag to get our attention, so that we can put attention on it, but not just on the problem, on how we're feeling about the problem. That's the real issue. And you're going to find that a lot of the time, these triggers are linked to past timeline traumas that happened when you were 6, happened when you were 3, that happened when you were 50, that happened whenever in your life. And actually, when we begin to love those parts of ourselves, then it casts out all of the lower vibrations. So just wanted to jump on really quickly here and share that perspective with you, that when all of the junk of life comes up to you, all of the trials, all of the situations, all of the junk, come into a heart posture of realizing that you are bigger than your issues, that you can sit and you can love it, you can release the high vibrational frequencies of love and acceptance to it, and you can begin to heal and remove it. And then on the other side of you doing that, guess what? The next time that situation comes up in your life, you're not going to be triggered. It's not even going to be an issue. You're free. You're free of the issues. You're free of the problems. You're free of the things that used to hold you in bondage. And the life situations and circumstances can't push you to and fro in the world anymore. And you just walk through life in peace. You walk through life in serenity, because all of the programs and patterns in the world that got into you now got uprooted and removed. Okay? So continue to love yourself. If you can truly see that everything is happening for you, you just need to be able to love yourself in it and through it, because you're one with God, one with Christ. You're not waiting for the sky god to come deliver you. You're not blaming the devil for taking you into all the trials and stuff, but you begin to truly love yourself and embrace yourself on a greater level than ever before, and you realize you truly are one with God, and you fully accept and love yourself. You can't lose through any trial, any situation, because it's just sharpening you into a greater expression of love and Christ likeness. All right, guys, love you. Peace.